Hi, I'm Katha Polito, one of your AIM tutors. The 5 C's are used very often in the Gear Up program. As a tutor, I found that I use communication, critical thinking, and creativity more often than the other C's. While trying to help out other students, whether it be tech issues or in the breakout rooms, I've had to use communication to understand what those issues are and to explain the solutions. I've also had to use critical thinking and creativity while trying to find those solutions, as a lot of issues require creative solutions. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. My name is Mr. Solorzano. I am a teacher at Savannah High School, and this is Ms. Solorzano Duenas, a teacher at Western High School.
After introductions, our first group assignment was to investigate the 8 foundational values. Our first online discussion during week 1 was a personal branding project. This allowed students to use their creativity to rebrand a product they had at home to share their personality and their strengths. Students selected a category that they wanted to investigate. They started out by examining 3 headlines, 2 videos, and 1 article. Students then worked in their groups to define a problem in their community and begin the ideation process.
Oh, did I mention currency? Be principled and display the 8 foundational values in our face-to-face meetings, in our discussion board, and in your teams, and you will earn YE dollars. We will take a virtual tally of how many dollars you have earned throughout the week, and at the end of the week, you will participate in an auction for real prizes shipped directly to your door through Amazon. The more dollars you earn, the higher you could bid on those auction prizes. So please make sure to use the 8 foundational values, not just in this class, but in your life as well. Our first item up for bid is going to be a box of Pringles shipped directly to your door. Do I hear $1 for the box of Pringles? Right. $2 going once.
$3.
Oh, who's that? Samantha, I love it. All right, the final prize for auction today is a battery charger for your cellular device. Fits in your pocket. $20 value on Amazon. The bidding will start at $1. Do I hear $1 for your phone charger? Sold to Esther Kim for $9. Congratulations.
Youth Entrepreneurs is not your typical class. It's all about experiential learning. We created a dessert known as Dirt and Worms to learn about the cost of goods. The next step is market research. We used information from the census and from the neighborhood tapestry to learn about our market, which is our community. After learning about their markets, students began to create ideas to address a problem caused by COVID. The next step was for students to create a driving question and conduct research. They used that research to create their own 3-2-1 slide. We then asked students to share their research in a virtual Socratic seminar.
According to my research, I have seen that children are being affected in our community because they are not getting as much exercise as sunlight that they usually need because they're staying mostly inside because of the pandemic.
So when it comes to sports, we realize that there's a lot of advertisement that goes around, especially when athletes start participating. So the first thing we would do is charge $3 to buy the app, and that's a one-time purchase and everything. So then that would just be for the server space that they would take up. And then when athletes go on, that usually brings in advertisement money. So athletes could advertise on the app. And I know a lot of professional athletes, they advertise with a lot of clothing brands. And those brands could again advertise on the app, and then that would make profit.
Like Samantha said, we've been using pretty much all the 5 C's. We've used critical thinking because we had to design about how it would help the community and how it would also help us. We had to use character because we would have to think about what would be best for the community instead of anything. And collaboration, we had to each talk to each other and do our part so we can all listen to each other. And communication, because we couldn't do this without talking to each other and listening to everyone's ideas. And the creativity is brainstorming the ideas and putting it all together and thinking about how it would benefit everyone.
Students further developed their ideas by completing a business model canvas. To share their idea, students will create a Shark Tank style pitch for an authentic audience of community members.
The Spanish Flu by Alondra Garza and Andrea Hernandez Suarez. Where and when did it occur? This pandemic took place from 1918 to 1919. It was first observed in Europe, the United States, and Asia before swiftly spreading around the world. Which countries were impacted by the Spanish flu? The Spanish flu did not get its name because it was from Spain. We actually suspect that it came from Chinese laborers. This pandemic was spread through China, Britain, and then Spain. How did it originate and where did it come from? The flu is very contagious, which is why it spread quickly. It is unknown where it came from because it was observed in Europe, Asia, and the US. It became known as the Spanish flu because Spain was hit hard by it. How was it spread and how to prevent it from spreading? This pandemic was spread by people touching others with the flu or influenza. The citizens affected by this pandemic were ordered to wear masks to school, work, or anywhere to decrease the spread of the disease. It is estimated that 500 million people were infected by the Spanish flu. 50 million victims unfortunately died from this pandemic. How was it dealt with? Because there were a lot of people who were infected, there were quarantines imposed. They were recommended to take 30 grams of aspirin a day, which is considered toxic today. The pandemic came to an end by the end of summer 1919. How did it affect society socially and economically? The Spanish flu pandemic made almost every country that it hit scared and cautious. Many people had to dig out the graves for their loved ones. Funeral parlors were overwhelmed with the amount of dead bodies increasing. The Spanish flu left almost no mark on the US economy. The outbreak hit right after a stock market crash, but it recovered substantially during the outbreak. Work in factories, mines, and shipyards continued. This was because at this time, businesses were under pressure by the US government to fulfill the demand for products and commodities that were needed for the war effort. How did leaders of impacted countries deal with it? The President of the United States during the Spanish flu was Woodrow Wilson. He became infected in early 1919. The Public Health Department distributed gauze masks to be worn in public.
So the past 2 weeks, I've actually learned a lot about myself, and I think with the whole pandemic going on, with everything being online now, I think I learned a lot, and one of the 5 C's that I most likely used the most was my creativity. I was able to be creative in a different way and not just like being able to talk to people. Yes, that was important for me these past 2 weeks, but also being creative. I feel like ever since we went into like this whole like you can't go to school, you can't go to public events and stuff like that, I feel like I lost a lot of my creative side because I wasn't able to fully express myself and fully be and do what I love. And I feel like with Gear Up this summer being online, it was really helpful with helping with my creativity, and it was really fun, and it has been fun, and hopefully it will continue being fun.
Okay, so we decided to recreate the Philadelphia Liberty Loan Parade that happened on September 28, 1919. It happened while the Spanish flu outbreak was occurring, and they did not want to cancel it. So on September 28, 1919, the city of Philadelphia held their annual Liberty Loan Parade. It was a patriotic procession of soldiers, Boy Scouts, marching bands, and local dignitaries stretched 2 miles through downtown Philadelphia with sidewalks packed with spectators. So we decided to recreate the parade. Obviously, we didn't recreate the floats because we didn't know exactly what they looked like, but we got creative and we just thought of some to do. And as you can see, we have the floats, and then we also have the spectators all crowded. So that's essentially how the parade looked like. There was a lot of spectators, even though the outbreak was happening and it was new. So So then we make our way over here to the hospital. So only 72 hours after the parade, hospitals in Philadelphia were full and 2,600 people were dead by the end of the week. So obviously with the outbreak and a crowded place, a lot of people will be contaminated. So we rebuilt the hospital, and as you can see, they are full. If you head up, there's another story, and again, the hospital is very full. So it is thought that obviously because of the outbreak and because of them being so close together, that's what caused everyone to get infected and has led to the hospitals being filled. This could have been prevented probably if they would have canceled the parade, but they didn't. So yeah, we didn't do much because there isn't much about this event. All we knew was about the floats and that a lot of people died in the hospitals were full.
Disruptors is a design thinking activity that encompasses all of the 5 C's. Students are broken up into groups, taught some key vocabulary. Next, the students are given 3 prompts: improve, transform, or create. What did this look like from a student's perspective?
Yeah, it went really well because we put our ideas together and we let the other person talk, and together we worked really good together and we helped do this project.
How did the process go?
The collaboration went really good because I personally feel like that we used the 5 C's, and although we were working virtually, we were working really well and we were getting our things done.
The app we used to do the draw was Google Draws. So some of us, we gave ideas about it, and this was one of the good ideas one of my classmates gave.
The name of our product was the Goggle Wipers, and so we put that it could be used for different occasions. It had a facial cover with wipers, so it was made of, I think we said plastic, or I don't know, I think she said plastic. It's removable, so you can just use it as goggles, I don't know if you're working on a project or something, you just use goggles for safety. And we put that, it's different colors are available, the bands on the side. And we put that, it protects from the rain and the mud, so if it's raining, you could use the little wipers to wipe away the rain. And then it helps with social distancing.
Disruptus is a team building activity that can really get students to think outside of the box. Thank you.
Anna Jaime from Group 6, and I'll be saying our parody to Ocean Eyes by Billie Eilish. This is about the police brutality and the protests that are going on. You've been hurting us, and it's a crime. Can't stop beating all those bleeding lives. People are taking all these lives. Rubber bullets in innocent eyes. Our innocent eyes. No fair. Police are hurting us. Why? Pepper spray in our eyes. I'm scared. People are scared for their lives. Not falling for your lies. All these lives. Thank you for watching.
You are now unmuted.
Hey, great job, great job. So tell me, was the creative process encouraging to everyone in the group?
Yeah.
Okay. And who is your decision maker in your group?
I feel like we all made the decisions together.
And what did the communication look like when you guys were making your decisions?
Just somebody would share out an idea and we'd all say whether like we thought it was good or if we needed to make changes or something.
Did you enjoy the project?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did a great job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.